All right. You ready, Keys?
Let's get it.
Get on your feet, Tiger fans. Let's get loud. Let's go. Let's get active. Let's go.
Yo, 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 yo. It's your boy, V-KEYZ.
It's your boy, V-KEYZ. This is the
You
Played
Played
Though
Though
podcast, and we back.
We back, man. Finally, man. Episode 13, man. It's been a little minute, Keys, man. We got a lot to talk about.
Yeah,
Some good things, some things we need to improve on, man. But we're going to get into it, man.
we got a lot to get into. We had a small little break, but we back,
Yep.
giving you what you need.
On Monday Night Football, man. Who we got tonight, Keys?
We got the best one of the season. We got the Super Bowl repeat, the Super Bowl.
The Kelsey Bowl.
Yeah, the Kelsey Bowl, the Eagles at the Chiefs, minus Taylor. So, it's 17-14, Chiefs up right now, late third.
Yep.
So, this is one of them games, this was the barometers,
Yep. It's two really good teams. Really think the Eagles got a good chance to come out of the definitely come out of the NFC East, but might come out of the NFC. So,
Yeah, they're still, and we'll get into it. But right now, as it stands, I think the Eagles and surprisingly the Lions right now at 8-2 are the right now NFC favorites to, we'll see how it shake out. But
yeah, Barry got the statue, man. It look like they might be back in this thing. But all right, man, we're gonna go ahead and jump into this college football, man. There's been a lot of shakeup since we've been off the air here, but
oh yeah, let's hit it and run through it.
yeah,
Pause.
let's no Dwight Howard. So the top four teams, it seems like we've been talking about them for a little while here, but we got one that's kind of sneaking in there and really making some noise. Of course, Georgia, number one, undefeated.
Yeah, still 11-0.
Yep. Haven't lost a game, but they got a good SEC matchup here that it's probably gonna be a little tough for them. But they're still 11-0, and it's rivalry week, so they playing Georgia Tech. We'll see how that.
Yeah.
And we know what to expect there.
Yeah.
The number 2 team, Ohio State. How you feel about Ohio State, man?
Well, they sitting at 11-0. They going to the big house this year at Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
So that's always a cancel out game. There's been some controversial calls the last couple of years in that series. So
Harbaugh won't be on the sideline.
nah, he won't. We'll see if that makes a difference in this game. I'm looking at Marvin Harrison. Big time players make big time plays in big time games. I'm looking at Marvin Harrison to step up and be a dog this game like he's been all year.
Yeah, he's the number 1 receiver in college football?
Litnikoff, easy.
Huh? All right, well, you know what? We're going to find out. So, the Ohio State-Michigan game
They cancel each other out.
Cancel each other out every year. We know what's happening there. But surprisingly, or maybe not surprisingly, we've been talking about Pickens all year.
Pickens.
I'm thinking of the Steelers, man. But Penix and Washington are sitting at number 4 now.
11-0.
Mm-hmm. You think that has
Yeah,
anything to do
Washington
with? You think that has anything to do with Jordan Travis's injury, or do you think it's just they just
Nah,
got nice?
I mean he earned it, man. They've been earning it. They had a big dub. They just beat Oregon State, which is a ranked team. They just beat this past weekend. Penix has kind of been in the Heisman conversation all year. He's been putting up huge numbers. Would likely be a high draft pick.
Play well against USC.
I think they're deserving the number 4. And then speaking of Florida State, we hate to see injuries. Jordan Travis broke his leg in his college career, which he announced himself on IG. I think that knocks Florida State out because I think
That's
the
gonna
ACC championship
affect them,
game.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's a lot going on there. ACC championship game, and we were kind of discussing this a little bit earlier. If you look at the rest of the teams that are in the top 4, or really the top 5, are all undefeated. Of course, Florida State, they're undefeated. They're at number 5, but Jordan Travis is hurt. I think that's going to play a little bit emotionally for them. They're playing Florida. I don't expect Florida to put up much of a challenge, but at the same time, Clemson played Florida State close.
And it's at the swamp too, though, and
Yeah.
some strange things can happen in that swamp. You know what? I actually might take the Gators. ETN,
Yeah.
he might have a game.
It's a rivalry game. Florida doesn't really have much to play for. You know what I mean? We know they're not going into the playoffs, but it's a rivalry game, right? To
Yeah.
knock an undefeated team, get them their first loss of the season, it's going to mean a lot to them. So we'll see. But one of the bigger games that we were kind of discussing earlier is the Alabama Georgia.
SEC championship again. In that dome, Bama has come a long way this year. They sitting at 10-1. We was talking mad trash earlier this year. They didn't have a quarterback.
They were playing close games.
And you know what? And it's crazy. Like this whole year, I haven't really seen no highlights or nothing of Bama like that. So, I guess that quarterback is coming along enough to where he got them in position. If they knock out Georgia, are they a playoff team?
It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough because one, Georgia, the committee is always looking at it like this. Georgia's undefeated. They lost the last game in the SEC championship. I think they lost before, it seems like they always play Alabama. Either they knock out, or they fall to number 4. But I don't think Alabama gets in over Texas, because Sarkisian was able to get that win. Sarkisian in Texas was able to get that win over Alabama.
At Bama too.
At Bama.
Double-digit win.
So if it's between Alabama and Texas, and they both got one loss, I don't see how Alabama jumps Texas. Just because
we've seen these scenarios before, and I really do think when it come down to crunch time like this, margin of victory matters. Like,
yeah,
if Bama beats Georgia by a field goal, like, okay, I mean, I think they still deserve. I mean, but if Georgia straight blow the doors off, well, all right, let's say Georgia beat. I mean, Bama beats Georgia in the SEC championship by 1 point. And let's say Texas blows out whoever they play in their championship game. And Texas already beat.
It's hard. I think you got to knock Georgia and Alabama down. Texas has got to be ahead of both of them.
So is Georgia in regardless, because they've been unblemished all year. So say they lose by 1 point in the SEC championship game to a Bama team that lost to Texas early in the season, and let's say Texas wins by 1 point in their championship game, and Bama gets their doors blown off. So that's definitely Texas over them. But
Yeah. I think if Georgia loses, you got to put Texas above both Bama and Georgia. That's the only way that I think
Texas
that would
above
be
Georgia.
Texas would have to be above Georgia, because Georgia would have lost to a team
The conference championship game.
that Texas beat right at home. So I think you have to go Texas, and then the winner of Ohio State and Michigan.
Yeah, that's a lock to be in.
And then you have Washington, I say, at number 3, and that number 4 spot gets interesting because you got teams like Oregon. I'm not sure where Florida State is going to be.
Ooh.
But
and the extreme sleeper is Louisville at 10-1. So if they come in and beat Florida State, which I think they will in the ACC championship game, you got an 11-1 ACC champion, and we used to that. We done won undefeated. We done had one loss and won it.
Yeah.
2016 we was 11-1. So and we got in. So I mean,
but I think
is it too thick?
I think it's too thick because they're sitting at number 9 right now, right?
Yeah.
To jump them 5 spots after one game, it would have to be
2 games. Because we still got rivalry weekend, so they got Kentucky. So if they beat Kentucky, go to 11-1. Ohio State, Michigan cancel out. If Washington get upset, if Florida State gets upset, if Oregon gets upset,
that's that
rivalry weekend. Like
you're right.
And listen, we ain't even talked about this one though. One of the biggest ones. Alabama got to go to Jordan Hare.
Jordan Hare?
They got to go to Jordan Hare. You know what I mean? So they've had problems there, dog.
Hey,
well, it don't matter, dog. Rivalry weekend, you throw the records out. So you looking at Louisville at number 9. It's some interesting rivalry games above them that if they can take care of business.
Yeah,
we'll see how it shake out come championship weekend. That first weekend of December, it's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, and it's easy to say Alabama should get that over Auburn, but we all know how that has turned out in the past.
Yeah,
it's rivalry.
It ain't been easy.
Yeah,
and Auburn they should have beat Georgia early this year.
They should have.
There was a close game. They was almost there. So they played Georgia better than anybody all year. So they got Bama at the crib. Never know.
That's what makes this game that much more exciting, much more. Let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and get into Clemson versus North Carolina, man.
Yes, sir. Another ranked win for the Tigers.
Last home game of the season.
And I'm gonna say this, man. I was maligned. I went hard on my boys. I had to because we was coming off 2 straight road L's to Miami and North Carolina State. We had a 3-game homestand. Beat Notre Dame. What was they when we beat them? They was number 15 or so.
Was that number 15?
I think they was top.
Yeah,
15.
they was top 15.
So,
top 15. Yep.
Beat a Notre Dame team, 31-23.
Yep, convincingly.
Beat a Georgia Tech team. We was up 42-7. Like Georgia Tech got a couple late scores convincingly. Beat a North Carolina team with number 20 with, the number 1 or number 2 pick in the draft with Drake May. We was favored by 8, which I thought was kind of high.
Yeah.
Honestly, it did, but,
I think they knocked it down to 7.5, but still.
And we won by 11, covered.
Mm-hmm.
So this 3-game homestand, I've been impressed with the Tigers. It's been less turnovers. Shipley finally went over 100. This game, Moffitt was still balling. Cade, no picks. And he had a great play right before the half, the stretch out for the touchdown.
Yeah. That's that type of hustle plays we like to see right there.
So I ain't gonna lie, I'm not gonna lie, man. Them Tigers showed me something. Shout out to Tyler from Spartanburg because I think Tyler might have ignited this whole 3-game homestand run because it wasn't we lose the way we lost to North Carolina State and the way we lost to Miami. We're like, bro. Ain't no way we beat Notre Dame.
And really, what I think the turnaround was the fight in the team. It wasn't necessarily the talent. We had the talent. It's just a fight in the team. Of course, the offensive line, we need some help there. We do have work to do there. But at the same time, man, you just want your players to come out there and show some heart, man. And you started to see that.
There was no bigger example of heart than the future first-round corner, Nate Wiggins. Man, when he ran down Omarion, I think that's his name. Yeah, Omarion Hampton. He had a game, too. He had 178, 2 touches. But you know what? It should be 3 touches. But you know why it wasn't?
Yeah.
It was like a 50-yard run. Like, he was dusting us, too.
Yeah.
Nate Wiggins came from like 10 yards behind. He was getting blocked by a receiver. He came from 10 yards behind.
Ran him down
at 22 miles per hour. Ran him down. Because they called it a touchdown on the field. They originally called it a touchdown. He stripped it like literally right before he crossed. And at the time it was 14-7. Or I forgot if we had scored at that point yet.
So it was 14.
I think it was 7-7, and they would have went up 14-7 at that point.
Okay.
And then no. Matter of fact, it was 7-0.
7-0. 7-0.
I believe because had they scored up in 14-0, but then when we got that ball back, when he got it, and we got the touchback, I said we're scoring on this drive.
Yeah,
said,
you're right because we scored, we tied it up, and then we scored again right before half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
and we got the ball.
So that was a 14-point turnaround.
Yeah.
And that's
that's what ignites your team right there when you hustling and making hustle plays like that, and having that 7-point swing. That's what ignites you, man.
And I know this ain't a championship game or nothing like that, but in a nutshell, bro, that's one of the best defensive plays I've ever seen.
Yeah.
A Tiger make like that sheer hustle coming, like the dude scoring, bro. Like he gone.
Mm-hmm.
People done gave up, but like nah, like that's a tape you put on. Like when you want to lock in that first round draft grade that you already got. So I think real talk that cemented. Then he got the pick that cemented the game in the 4th. So shout out to Nate Wiggins. That defense, y'all been balling. Held North Carolina to 20.
We might mess around and become DBU out here, man.
We got a long way to go, but we done had some dogs come through. The Justin Millers, the Mackenzie Alexanders, the AJ Terrells. The Cordrea Tankersleys.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? We done had some dudes, man. So speaking of AJ, his little brother now.
Hey, yeah, he looking like next up, man.
Shout out to him.
Yep, like what we seeing, man. Secondary in a good place right now.
Yeah.
All right, Keys. So I'll say this: based on what we've seen this year, it's been a down year, but I think that we have a lot to look forward to, man. And oh yeah, man, cheers to episode 13, man.
Oh yeah, let's cheers to it. Hey,
we back, baby.
A big dub, man, because North Carolina offense is coming in humming. Putting up maybe close to 40 a game.
Yep.
Um, we had a complete game, man. Shipley, like I said, had a buck 26. Him and Maffa, I think that was their best game together, like complimentary wise.
Yeah.
That was their best game because Maffa had a tough 4th and 1 down at the goal line, got in there. But as long we're not expecting to get Antonio back for the Carolina game. I doubt it. He's been kind of out.
Yeah.
He's only played like 2 games, really,
Yeah,
3 games, really, all year.
Yeah, and you want to be 100% healthy, man, when he gets back on the field. So we got enough weapons. We got Stellato out there balling. Bo's starting to make some plays. You got Breenstool. We got weapons. We got weapons, man. We got weapons.
So we're gonna talk about the rivalry game, or we gonna wait? You want to get into it? Or we gonna wait?
Let's pause on that. We'll bring that right back, man.
Pause.
Let's go ahead and talk about these Colorado Buffaloes real quick. All right, Keys. Let's talk about this Colorado Buffaloes, man.
Let's not.
Man, a lot has been said, man. They started off 3-0, and things kind of went downhill from there. Man, this Eagles
Understatement.
KC game is getting real interesting in this fourth quarter.
Oh yeah, it is.
But man, let's go ahead and talk about it, man. So Colorado, and this is a game where you had 2, 4, and 6 teams heading into the matchup. Colorado versus Washington State. Washington State's not a good football team, but man, things just did not look good for Colorado. They went down big in the first half.
It was 42-7 at half. At the half.
At half, man. And I don't know, I think they said Deion was sick or not feeling well, but one thing I'll say, I don't like the body language on the sideline, man. I don't like the body language. And you got players speaking out, saying that they're playing selfish football. They really need some discipline. They really need some discipline down there in Colorado, man. It's just not looking good. We all know.
Let's just face it, man. They overachieved this year. 1 year last year, like they had the hot start to the season. It was trendy, almost beat USC, all that. But that's come to a crashing halt because the defense ain't there. The offensive line is not there. So they had their story for like the first couple weeks in college football, and
Yeah, I think when they came out and they beat TCU, it was a lot of talk about that. It was a great win, great ranked win. TCU was in the championship game the year before, but of course they're a new team, and nobody had tape on Colorado like that, so they were able to come out and probably catch a couple teams off guard. But once enough tape got out there, you started to realize the weaknesses with the running game and with the pass protection. Things just kind of opened up for everybody, and it really shined a light on what Colorado really needs. And I think Deion knows what to do, knows to address that. But one important thing is your playmakers, Shador, Shiloh, Travis Hunter. You want to keep your players healthy. So I think he's starting to learn or starting to see that, hey man, if things aren't looking good and Shador's out there getting hurt, I got to pull him, man. I can't afford for him to get hurt and then be starting next season.
He only had 86 passing yards. He took him out the game. Just take him out. Ain't nothing the game. Like it's over with. So
yeah, and it's a Heisman. This was a Heisman prospect, man. And 86 yards is not gonna get it. But man, we know where the help is needed and what they need. So hopefully, next year they'll be able to.
And we got live Monday Night Football action. We got a bomb down to previous Heisman winner, Devontae Smith.
Devontae Smith from
at the 1, down at the 1. A bomb from Jalen. Oh man, it's
6 minutes. 6 minutes left to go in the fourth, man. This has a lot of. This is gonna be big here. This is gonna be big. They at the 1. They're gonna get in there. I feel tush push coming.
Yeah, I feel the brotherly shove coming right here as we said it.
Yep.
And it's a touchdown because it's always a touchdown.
Yep. Flags on the play.
And it's I think the Chiefs jump.
Yeah.
Chiefs jump.
Man, so we got a good one on Monday night, man. We'll get into NFL a little bit later, but as we just talked about, we know what Colorado needs to do, man.
Yep.
So they play Utah this week. I don't expect a whole lot. Utah's a really good football team. Colorado's hurt. And they got a lot of weaknesses on that O-line. So, But it's the last game of the season. They're not bowl eligible, so guys, just go out there and just leave it on the field, man. Something to build on for next year. All right, Keys. So we got our list here of games in this coming week. We know it's rivalry week. Do you see any teams? We're gonna get into Clemson, but you see any teams that you are looking forward to seeing on rivalry week?
I mean, of course, Ohio State, Michigan. That's 2 versus 3. So of course that's gonna be where game day gonna be at. Other than that, it's not too much that's gonna jump out at me because obviously that game has such an impact on the college playoff picture.
Yep, that's a good point.
As does Auburn and Alabama. What did they call that rivalry again? It just slipped my mind that quick.
Auburn and Alabama.
The Iron Bowl.
Iron Bowl.
Iron Bowl. So the Iron Bowl is always of interest because Auburn wants to play spoiler, and Alabama still has an outside shot, more than an outside shot because if they could beat, well, they got to beat Auburn first and then win the SEC championship
handily.
So yeah, those two, Florida State. Like I say, Florida State losing Jordan Travis. I think Florida might can get them in the swamp. I really do. I think they're gonna get them in the swamp, knock them out. Washington and Washington State. I don't see too much issue there. I think Pennett's gonna do his thing. 4 tucks.
What about A&M and LSU, man? And we didn't get a chance to talk about the Jimbo Fisher debacle.
I mean, it ain't a debacle if you get fired and get 79 mil, 78, 76.8 mil. Hey, let me go.
Hey, man, it's time to go on vacation.
Hey, let me go. 76.8. All right, I'll holler.
I don't know who else is celebrating getting fired, but hey, if I'm Jimbo, I'm like, hey, please, thank you.
Hey, yeah, bro, I'm chilling, though. Shoot. I ain't going nowhere. Like the NFL, I don't care who calling me. 70, nah.
Man, I'm somewhere with a red stripe or a Mai Tai.
Because you got to think, though, he's not going to make 76.8
nowhere
over the lifetime of the rest of his coaching career, bro.
Nah,
he not. That's crazy. That's crazy oil money in Texas right there.
Yeah.
But
nobody's he's going to be part of the reason that people don't get contracts like that no more.
Yeah.
You're going to get a 5-year. Ain't nobody giving you that type of time.
Because Jaden Daniels is out here balling. Some have him number 1 in the Heisman, even though, they lost a couple games. But he put up over 600 yards a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
600.
Problem.
So, I mean, I don't see LSU. I mean, their defense is still sus. But, I mean, offensively, I don't see Texas A&M keeping up with that at all.
Yeah, nah. Oh, man, I did want to touch on this, even though we talk about the rivalry games. Man, Syracuse is parting ways with Dino Babers, man.
Oh, man.
I can't say I saw that one coming, man.
I ain't see it coming either, man. But, shout out to Dino. Man, he had a good run at Syracuse. Consistently during our college football playoff glory years.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Syracuse was, other than a couple blowout in 2016. I mean, 2017 they got us.
Yeah. 2018
they knocked Trevor out, and we had to beat him in the 4th down. Even last year at the crib, we had the DJ got benched.
Yeah.
K came in and that was a Shipley game. Got the So Dino done had them orange challenge our Tigers, man. So I give him respect for that.
He has, man. I wonder what kind of big name they're going after, man. I feel like they think that they should be competing a little bit more than what they are, but
Bet it ain't Jimbo.
Man, they're going to get a discount price for him if they can get him down there. But anyway, man, so, we talked about a couple of the games. You got North Carolina State.
Yeah. I mean.
But the one that's going to be.
Let's get it.
Watched by Uplayedtho. We got a little kind of a primetime game, 7:30 game.
Yep.
Down there at Williams-Brice.
We in Williams-Brice Saturday night in the lights, and I'm actually surprised we got a night game, but we have another chance to play spoiler because it's been several years in this rivalry where somebody been 5-4 needed this win to be bowl eligible.
Yeah.
5-5. This and that. So the Gamecocks are sitting there at 5-4 because they beat Kentucky last week.
Yep.
So they need this to even be bowl eligible. So you know what?
Let's talk about it, Keys, man, because we can go. There's plenty of places we can go with this. But one thing that we do have to acknowledge, as much as as much as we feel like this is our game to lose, man, we did lose last year.
Yeah,
We kind of got that work at the crib.
and like I said, that's 100% no Dabo, 100%. Because you got DJ out there passing for 98 yards. 98 yards. On top of he wasn't even 100%. Like I think he kind of turned his ankle a little bit at some point in the game, but like nah, Dabo, I'm gonna keep him out there, but like so.
Yeah.
And we already been through it. You know that if we win that game,
it turned out to be
we go to the playoffs.
Turned out to be a decent game. We lost, and then you had
shouldn't have lost.
Spencer Rattler, just acting like he's Tom Brady out there.
I was revenge. Hey, I got revenge on my mind. It's revenge season, baby.
Yeah, we keep receipts.
So yeah, we keep receipts. Carolina got a couple players. They still don't got no offensive line.
Yeah.
They got a wide receiver Leggett. He like a player. He's a player. I give y'all that. I give him out there, but
Hey, but you know what? We got some players. We got some players on that defense that's ready to get after it, man.
We got a first round corner over there too that's ready to get after it too.
So
and we got a D line, in which it's their last game in the series, bro.
Mm-hmm.
So we got the Root, we got the Tyler. It's their last game in the series. Justin Maskell, like
they're not trying to go
out.
out
Have a big game, bro.
They're not trying to go out no back-to-back L's.
No, ain't no way.
No Gamecocks. But man, let's take it. Since we here, man, let's go ahead and take it to big plays from back in the day. Oh.
Ooh. Okay.
Big plays from back in the day, man. And you know what?
We can go bountiful.
I'm going to speak on what I want this game to be and what I think this game going to be, okay? So what I want this game to be like is I'm going to take it back to 2003, Charlie Whitehurst.
I know that's going.
Man. I think he at that time he had tied Woody for the most passing TD. It was the passing TDs that year in Clemson history. But anyway, we pretty much blew the doors off.
That's an understatement.
At Williams-Brice. It was like 63-17.
Yep.
Woo. Just came out just straight murked them.
Mollywop,
man. Everybody ate, man.
Dwayne Coleman, Ben Hall.
Yeah.
Derek Hamilton.
Kevin Youngblood got some work.
Youngblood, man.
I mean, we can go down the line, but
shoot, Tony Elliott played in that game.
Tony Elliott, yeah.
Yeah. Jeff Scott.
Man.
Because Brad Scott was coaching the Gamecocks. No, Lou Holtz was coaching the Gamecocks, but Brad Scott was in the system.
It was Tommy Bowden.
Yeah.
And Tommy, you needed that. You need that because I think we lost the weight that year. And I think we was 8-4. We ended up being 8-4. So
I forgot.
Yeah.
03.
I think it's kind of like the same year. Now, so that's where I want us to go. I want us to put a statement win on them.
Mm-hmm.
What I think it might be is kind of like the Kelly Bryant 34-10. Yeah, 2017, 34-10. And I think that was Etienne's freshman year, I believe. And that was also T. Higgins' freshman year, I believe.
Yeah.
So they kind of got off, but Kelly was doing most of the work, with his legs. So, and we ended up getting them 34-10. But
and you forgot we won 30-0 with DJ, and what was that 21?
Yeah.
So, yeah. The last time at Williams-Brice, we won 30-0, and we. Bro, it should have been way worse than that. We didn't even play good.
Yeah. The last time I remember Carolina having a winning streak against Clemson was Sammy in them days, man.
Yeah, that's it. Because Todd's, he couldn't get over the hump with beating Clowney, man. Like, they had a number, 2012, 2013. But, all right, so you went 03? Okay.
Yep.
All right, so big plays back in the day from our rivalry. Let me go, I got so many places I can go with this, but I'm gonna go a couple. I'm gonna go a couple, man. I'm gonna go back to the 90s. I'm gonna go back to the 90s.
Okay.
You know what I mean? For our real ones. I'm gonna go back to when. Oh, speaking of we was talking about cornerback. I forgot we had another first round in '98. Went to the Packers. Antoine Edwards was a monster, baby, on that corner out there. So I remember he had a pick six in that game, man. What? Ooh, it was in Columbia too. And I remember watching that game. I was with my dad and his best friend. Like his best friend's a diehard Gamecock fan, Mr. Harvey.
Boys about knee high back then.
Man, I couldn't show out because
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah.
But put that joint down.
So yeah, so I remember Antoine Edwards. Neeline Green was a quarterback. Clemson had. We done had a history of black quarterbacks. The Homer Jordan got us a chip. The Neeline Greens, the Woody, the Ties, the Shotgun Simmons. We done had a few.
Shout out Willie Simmons, man. We're gonna get that. We're gonna get that. Florida A&M. We're gonna get that back there.
Yeah, so I go there, and then one of my favorite plays was 2000. Well, of course the Cats.
Yeah.
Of course the Cats. Rod Gardner, Woody down to the Rod Gardner, 50-yard, and Aaron Hunt.
Shout out Rod,
winning
man. We
field
was on
goal.
the podcast, man.
Yeah, shout out to Rod Gardner. But the next year, 2001. No, not my bad. 99, and Williams Bryce. 4th and 10. Woody hits Rod for a touchdown, and and that made us bowl eligible, that win that year. And then I can go to 2018 where Christian Wilkins we dragging the Gamecocks. Christian Wilkins and they getting touchdowns, and
Man, that package was always so fun, man. It was always so fun, man, because we had D linemen that was so versatile, versatile, athletic.
And of course, to end it out with big plays, man. I do gotta touch on this because I was at one of the most important games in Clemson history, in my opinion, which was Deshaun Watson's last home game. Mike Williams, them boys, like, it was their last home game in the Tiger uniform. What was the score? 56-7.
56-7.
Over the Gamecocks. What Mike will do? Three tubs in the first half alone.
He put him on. He put him on his back, literally.
Put him on his back. Let's
Literally.
go. You know what I mean? So
shout out Mike Dub, man.
That was a game, man. Like, I was at the game. I was at that one, man. Like, yo, 56-7. Like, to see, because the song was still making a Heisman push too.
Yeah.
Like, hey, Deshaun for Heisman. So then, we went on to.
They didn't want to give it to him though, man.
Of course, we went on to beat, get revenge on Bama and that natty, 2016. But yeah, so we're looking forward to the game this Saturday, 7:30. Y'all get at us, man.
Yeah, man.
Y'all get that you played though. Clemson, North Carolina fan. Let us know what side you on. Let us know what you think the score gonna be.
Score predictions. I want to hear them.
It's rivalry week, man. We want to hear the yappers, man. We want to talk. Let's go,
man. Shout out C Hell, man. All right, man. So Keys, man. That's a good way to end on a note for college football, man. Let's go ahead since we watching Monday Night Football, man.
Let's go to the league.
Let's go ahead and jump into the league. There's a lot that could be said.
Yeah, a lot to run down.
We just gonna run down it
quickly,
and we gonna quickly let's tap into the Carolina Panthers, man.
Nah, we lost 33-10 to the Dallas Cowboys. Next.
Hey, man. I'm gonna just say, man, we all know where the struggles are, but week to week, it's hard to see much improvement, man. What's going down there in Carolina, man?
I think
here in Carolina,
we done there. Another pick six. It's not looking good. To be expected, but all right. What about them Jets though? Whew.
Man, it's kind of the same story, man. No O-line. Man, hey man, me and Keys need to be involved with these trade talks. We need to be involved in the draft pick discussions because we're not seeing what we need to see. A lot of money is being spent.
It's bad.
And no results is being had, man.
It's bad out here,
So
32-6, and your boy got benched.
Yeah, man. We got straight mollywop by the Buffalo Bills. The Buffalo Bills was our first win. That's the game, the first game where Aaron went out. And, Zach Wilson's had a really tough time, has had a really tough time. The offensive line isn't helping him. We have no ability to run the ball. So, right now, seeing as though our season is going as it is, we put Zach on the bench, and we got Tim Boyle. We want to see what he can do. Last game, he got in the game, didn't do much, man. Threw a pick, had 33 yards. I mean, it's just not a lot to talk about, man. Defense gave up too much, in my opinion, as well. But I mean, we don't have the offense to support, man. It's just we not it, man. We not it.
Next.
There's a lot of not hims on that team, man. But we're gonna go ahead and talk about them Clemson Jaguars. That's what we're gonna talk about, man.
We're going to talk about somebody who is him, and that's
Yeah.
Trevor with a big bounce back game with four touchdowns, 2 in the air, 2 on the ground.
Yeah.
We see you, Trevor. So, Jaguars up to 7-3. And they got a big one next week with the Texans again, with C.J. Stroud been out here balling.
Been balling, man.
Ooh. We got a big play coming up on Monday Night Football. We got the 4th and 2.
4th and 2.
the
Travis Kelce just let one slip out his hands.
Do you punt it?
Ah,
They had their own 15. You got to punt it.
they are.
It's above the 2-minute warning.
It's 4th and 2. Do you trust your defense to be able to get Philadelphia off the field though? Because if I'm Philadelphia, I'm running the ball.
They're going.
Oh, they're going for it. This is the game right here.
It's the game. Got him.
Got him. Who to go to?
Yeah.
Kelce.
Figure that. Yeah. He atoned for it, so they gon' 2-minute warning. They're not gonna get the playoff. Are they gonna try? Yeah, they get one off.
Okay.
He's gonna throw a pick though.
Hey man, that Mahomes Kelce connection,
Man,
it's something serious, man.
It is, man.
It is something serious.
But
back to these Clemson Jaguars, man. To your point, Trevor is playing out of his mind. ETN didn't have the big game that he's used to having, but we all know what he can do. He's having a great year. Calvin Ridley, man, he had a $103 and 2 tutties, 7 receptions. Man, he might be
balling.
He might be that guy, man. They got weapons. Like you said, they're playing C.J. Stroud and the Texans. So
man, the Chiefs got bailed. I don't say bailed out, but you got a roughing the passer. On Fletcher Cox.
Yeah, I
So
mean,
they
he hit him right when the ball was coming out. I don't know if I agree with that one, but
it's all good though. I mean, either way, these are two favorites in their division. So not just division, just in the NFL period.
the conference, yeah, they're leading both their conferences.
Heavyweights.
So this is a heavyweight bout, man. Well, Keys, let's go ahead and talk about. We getting to that time, man. It's getting cold outside. It's Thanksgiving week.
Yeah,
right.
It still ain't been like we done had a couple of days. It's been like freezing or something like in the past. Like it ain't been like cold yet.
Yeah.
So I don't know what's going on with this global warming, but
maybe I'm thinking because we both just came back from the mountains, so it was a little different atmosphere
chilly
up there. But you're right, man. It's like it feels like we in Tulum or something out here. But man, let's go ahead and talk about these divisions and man how they shaking up. What this playoff picture look like, man. We got some teams that you said weren't gonna make the playoffs and look like they not gonna make the playoffs.
I was adamant at the beginning of the year, and we're gonna go back and find the receipts, find the tape. Said the Bengals are not making the playoffs this year. And where they at? They're sitting at they 5-5?
Yeah, I think they're 5-5. They still in the hunt. I think they might have a chance because only 7 teams can get in, right? So I think they're sitting around that number 8, number 9 spot.
And then Joe Burrow just got hurt again, injured his hand. And I said that at the beginning of the season. I said they're just not gonna make it. It's gonna be attrition.
Mm-hmm.
I remember I did say it's gonna be some attrition, and then it's just
and Joey B been hurt
not
all season. Though.
Yeah, I just didn't think it. And T Higgins kind of been out. Jamar Chase hurt his back a little bit, so I didn't think they was gonna make it. And as it stands right now, I don't think they will because that division you got the Ravens at the top of that, and then the Browns. And shout out to our boy Deshaun Watson out for the year.
Yeah, man.
So shout out to DW4, man. We got to get you on too. We definitely got to get you on.
Definitely got to get you on, man.
So
it's been so many injuries this year, man. It's been crazy. A lot of quarterbacks out.
We've been seeing a lot of backup quarterbacks this year, though. That ain't been the move.
Yeah. Miami, man, it's still a little jury out on Miami, man. But they're definitely going to get
they'll get in
our division because things are looking so bad. The Jaguars have been playing awesome. And, of course, the Ravens are doing their thing. I think they just had an injury as well. I can't remember who that was. But we'll fact check it. But the Chiefs, I mean, they won it last year. They're sitting at 7-2. They're playing the 8-1 Eagles right now. So we might have a rematch. We might have a rematch this year, so that'll definitely be interesting if we get a Kelce Bowl too. But
they have no real comp in their division. Not too worried about that. So it looks like the Eagles the Chiefs, will at least kind of be, back in the at the very least the AFC Championship hunt. Because I mean, if they,
Yeah.
we'll see who get that first week bye in the AFC. Because like the Ravens, they could possibly get it. I mean, if the Jaguars keep surging a little bit, because I said earlier they got a big game against the Texans this week, and I think that's really going to decide the division because the Texans is balling right now. Uh-oh. Oh!
Oh, he dropped it. He dropped it.
Woo. Mahomes threw a bomb.
Who is that?
Who's that?
Number 11.
That's not Pacheco, is it?
I thought Pacheco was 10, but that might be. You might be right.
Oh man, that would. Well, I want to say game time. It's a minute 42. We got a minute 42 left. To Marquez Valdez-Scantling dropped the touchdown.
Man,
Would have been a 50-plus yarder.
he had the burners on it, man.
He had him dusted by a good 3-4 yards.
You gotta lay out for that one, man.
Oh man,
You gotta lay out for that one. He didn't dive, man.
I know Twan's sick with that one.
Mm.
Man, but like I said, Monday Night Football, we got an instant classic on our hands. Oh,
Yep, they down 4, and we got some intentional grounding.
intentional grounding. He was outside the pocket. He was outside the pocket though.
Okay.
But didn't make it beyond the line of scrimmage though. No, it didn't.
It did not.
Joe Buck just said it didn't, so it didn't. So that's the automatic flag. There you go.
Man, this is a good one. Because they got to have a touch. They got a minute left. They got a minute 35 left. They got to have a touch. But let's talk about the NFC.
The NFC playoff C picture.
Yeah.
NFC playoff picture.
So, of course, you got the Eagles. But a surprise, I don't know if it was a surprise to everybody, but they've been playing well all year. The Lions are sitting at 8-2.
It is a surprise. They 8-2, and they controlling their destiny, man. Like toward the beginning of the year, I was like, well, I think it was the Vikings division to lose, but they lost Kirk Cousins for the year.
Yeah.
Justin Jefferson been on IR.
Yeah.
So
he wasn't playing great when he was out there anyway, but
the Lions, and so the 49ers, they went on a 3-game skid, came back, blew the doors off the Jaguars, and they beat the Bucks yesterday. So they came back and won 2 in a row. And if they healthy at the right time with Debo and Christian,
yep.
And that defense, they just got
Chase Young.
They just got Chase, and they got both on the other side. They
got Chase Young for
they can potentially be scary. So I think them 3 teams and the Cowboys. Well, the Cowboys.
You never know what you're going to get with them. You know what that defense is going to bring, but you never know what that offense is going to do, man.
It's like the Cowboys always going to cowboy.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, Micah Parsons is a dog, one of the best defenders in the league without question. But and they got a DB that got 4 pick sixes on the year.
Yeah.
So I mean, they still balling even with the loss of Trayvon Diggs back there. But when it just comes to that playoff time, man, you just
yeah, man.
You can't trust the Cowboys, man. You can't.
You can't. Dak starts dinking and dacking, and CeeDee Lamb disappears. So we gonna see though, man. We gonna see. Is it this year? Every year is their year.
And then we got the Saints leading the NFC South, which is the weakest division in football. So nobody's concerned about that.
It's hard, man. It's embarrassing. It's rough. It's rough. But hey, man, there's that gap is closing. That gap is closing, man. We're getting closer to finding out who's really a contender and who was a pretender.
All right. So as it stands right now, we're gonna come back and do receipts. Right now, give me your NFC Championship game. Right now, at that mix, give me the NFC Championship game.
NFC Championship game, I'm going.
And hold on, and we got game time right here. 4th and 25. Last play of the game. What they gonna do? Well, it's game time.
Did they call pass interference?
Nope. Game time.
That's it.
So the Eagles here on Monday Night Football go into
they the
Arrowhead.
Man.
Go into Arrowhead and avenge the Super Bowl L to the Chiefs, the Taylor Swift-less Chiefs. Maybe that was the difference tonight. I don't know, but
hey, she'll be at the next game. I guarantee it.
But yeah, so NFC Championship game, bro.
NFC Championship game.
If you had to pick it right now.
If I had to pick it right now, I think it's going to be Eagles-Niners.
Okay, I got the same.
Okay.
Right now, I got Eagles-Niners, NFC, AFC Championship.
AFC Championship.
Right now on the Spizzot.
AFC Championship, man. I'm going to go Jaguars.
Okay.
I'm going to go Jaguars Chiefs.
Man, This ninja read my mind, bro. Because I got to stick with my guns. I said Jaguars at the beginning of the year, so I'm gonna go Jaguars in there, and
Because you said KC was gonna make it back.
I did, but
They're looking tough to beat.
I'm tempted to say the Ravens though. I'm tempted, but I'm gonna give a quick edge, a slight edge to the Chiefs right now.
Yeah.
But if I had to say right now, because since I got to stick to my guns, the Jaguars and Chiefs.
Yeah.
And we'll leave it at that, and we'll come check this before the playoffs start.
Yeah. Because it would be great. It would be great to see. I'm just gonna put it out there. It'd be great to see Lamar versus Jalen Hurts.
Oh yeah.
It would be great to see that because there's two quarterbacks they said could not play quarterback in the National Football League, and if they both make it to the chip, that'd be awesome to see, man. It'd be awesome to see. But man, this Keys, man, this was a heck of a episode, heck of a game.
Yeah, man. What a way to cap off Week 10.
It's rivalry week
in the league, and it's rivalry week. Man, was this Week 10 or 11?
Was it? I think this is week.
We make sure now.
It's 11.
Cause you know how these weeks be flying by.
Yeah, I think it's week 11.
Oh yeah, this is week 11. So what a way to close out week 11 with the Eagles sitting at 9-1 now. They boast.
Yeah.
Probably the best win of the season out of anybody at Arrowhead this late in the season. Where they were 7-2. Now they're 7-3. Eagles 9-1. Complete control of the NFC.
Yep. And you see Travis Kelce and Jason Kelce chatting it up after the game.
Shout out.
Jason got the win over him this time.
Yeah, great game, man.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, week 11 is a wrap.
Yep. 11's a wrap, man. We got us another one, Keys.
Yeah, we got another one, though.
Another one. It's a party, it's a party, it's a party.
And we out.
Yo.